Welcome back, Nerd Squad. Today, we're going to talk about who would win in a fight between Elsa from Frozen and Jean Grey from X-Men. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Which one of these powerful women do you think would come out on top if they were to face off? Now, to those already commenting out the answer, chill. This isn't a video where we just say, oh, this character wins because their power is stronger than the other one. No, we take these characters and the powers that they have and try to determine how they would fare against each other in different scenarios. It's fun, it's engaging, and I hope that you enjoy it. I'm sorry if I sound kind of tired today. I didn't get much sleep last night, but I still really want to make this video for you guys because I love you. And also, there was a baby crying all night in the apartment upstairs, so it was really hard to sleep. Anyway, let's jump right into it. For more videos like this one, please subscribe. We always appreciate when you guys go ahead and do that. And with all that said, let's begin. So, both of these characters are incredibly powerful in their own universes. They have defeated really strong opponents. However, I do believe that there are some things that need to be addressed before we can really make an accurate prediction here, such as, obviously, what are the limits of their power? What is the extent of their physical capabilities? And also, what exactly are the boundaries of their mental capacity? Like, both of these women are mentally strong, and they have faced a lot of hardship in their lives. But how would they fare against each other if they were to go head-to-head in a battle? Also, something that I thought was worth addressing here is the fact that Jean has been known to use her telepathy and her powers to manipulate others. She has even done this to Professor X, so it would be interesting to see if she tries to use these tactics against Elsa, who, as far as I know, doesn't have any telepathic defense mechanisms. However, I don't think that this would work too well, because Elsa's mind is completely frozen, which might hinder Jean's ability to actually connect with her on that level. But as far as raw power goes, Jean definitely has a significant advantage over Elsa. Telekinesis is a very powerful ability, and in Marvel Comics, it's generally considered to be more powerful than elemental manipulation. This is because telekinesis is a lot more versatile. It allows you to move objects at a distance without physically touching them, and it can be used to attack, defend, and manipulate the environment around you. Also, telekinesis can be used to enhance your physical abilities, making you stronger, faster, and more durable. In addition to that, telekinesis is a lot more precise than elemental manipulation, allowing you to control small objects and perform delicate tasks with ease. Elemental manipulation, on the other hand, is more limited in its range and precision. You can only control the elements that you have mastered, and it can be difficult to control these elements precisely. But that being said, elemental manipulation is still a very powerful ability. It allows you to control the forces of nature and can be used to create devastating attacks and defend against incoming attacks. Elsa has shown that she is capable of creating ice and snow, which is an incredibly useful ability in a fight. She can use it to create shields to protect herself from incoming attacks, and also to create weapons to attack her opponent. However, there is a limit to how much ice and snow she can create. She can't just keep creating these things indefinitely. There will be a point where she runs out of the resources needed to create these things, and if she runs out of resources before she defeats her opponent, then it's game over for her. Whereas Jean's telekinesis doesn't have that limitation. She can keep using her powers until she physically can't anymore. However, I think it's important to remember that Elsa's power comes from her heart. And I don't mean that metaphorically. Like, literally, her heart is the source of her power. So if Jean were to somehow damage or destroy Elsa's heart, then Elsa would no longer be able to use her powers. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why would she destroy Elsa's heart? That doesn't make any sense. Like, why would she kill Elsa if she doesn't have to? Well, the thing is, Jean has been known to do things like this before. Like I said, she has manipulated Professor X, so it's not beyond her to do something like this. Now, obviously, the best way for Jean to damage Elsa's heart would be to just kind of teleport up to her and stab her in the heart with a knife. But since this is a battle to the death, we gonna assume that Jean is gonna use her telekinesis to try and crush Elsa's heart from a distance. The problem with this plan is that Elsa's body is made of pure ice, so it's not exactly easy to get to her heart. Also, Elsa has shown that she is capable of repairing her own body. So even if Jean were to break through Elsa's icy exterior and crush her heart, Elsa would probably just heal herself and be fine. This brings us to our next question, which is how durable are these two characters? Like, Can they take a lot of damage and still keep going? Both characters have shown that they can take a lot of punishment. Jean has been shot, stabbed and blown up multiple times and still managed to survive. Elsa has also shown that she is incredibly tough, like she has been hit by magic arrows, and still managed to stand back up and fight another day. However, I think it's safe to say that Jean is probably a little bit tougher than Elsa because she has survived attacks that were specifically meant to kill her, whereas Elsa's survival has more been a result of plot armor. I know that's a little harsh, but it's the truth. Elsa is a Disney character and Disney characters have a funny way of surviving attacks that should logically kill them. So if I had to guess how this battle would go down, I would say that Jean would probably try to use her telekinesis to attack Elsa from a distance. She would try to crush Elsa's heart, but Elsa would block the attack with her ice magic. Then Elsa would probably try to attack Jean with her ice magic, but Jean would use her telekinesis to deflect the attack. Then they would probably just keep doing that for a while, blocking each other's attacks and trying to find a weakness in each other's powers. And eventually, I think Jean would probably start to get frustrated, and she would start using her telepathy to try and manipulate Elsa. But like I said before, I don't think that this would work very well because Elsa's mind is kind of frozen. So it would be hard for Jean to connect with her on that level. And then Elsa would probably just create a bunch of ice and snow and bury Jean underneath it. And that would be the end of the battle. But what do you guys think? Who would win in a fight between Elsa and Jean Grey? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. We always appreciate when you guys go ahead and do that. And with all that said, until next time, stay awesome.